drink in front of it?
Craig, did the scoreline reflect how the game went, do you think?
Oh, I don't think so. I think they were, it was a closer game than that. It was only last 10 minutes or even a bit less. We put a couple of tries on, so that blew the scoreline out a little bit. So I don't think it was reflective. It was a lot tighter game than that.
Why was it so tight? What did they do? They just completed and just went up the middle, didn't they? So they sort of did last.
Yeah, well, basically, we didn't think they changed too much from that. And, we just we got a little bit untidy, I think, at both start of both halves. For 10 or 15 minutes, we they put a lot of pressure on our kicking game. So at times, we struggled a little bit with that. And but again, at the end of both halves, we sort of got it right, and then we clicked into gear from there. So again, like I said, some pressure on our kicking game, and they certainly every time they got down our end in the first half, they sort of looked like they got a double upset. Every time we get up there, it seems as though we drop it pretty early in the tackle count. So we just need to fix that up, and the boys did. To their credit, they just kept defending well, and then all of a sudden our attack clicked at the end of both halves. So like I say, they played really well. They were very competitive, but really happy with the way our guys, even though when things weren't going that well for us, we were able to turn it around in the end of the halves.
At 14 all with 15 to go, which way did you think the game was going? Where did you think your guys were?
Oh, again, I was always confident that we'd win the game, and sometimes I don't feel all that confident. But again, when it got to 14 all with 15 minutes to go, anything could happen then. So I think we got there again off a bomb, and the ball comes back, and you end up over in the corner. So that obviously changed the momentum of the game, and we were really strong after that. And we got to the end of our sets, and we got down the other end, and I think they were pretty fatigued by there. Both sides had guys that were injured, and so the benches were quite stretched. So because we had a bit more ball late in that game, we certainly had the front running, I suppose, and like I say, we scored a few points at the end.
Craig, apparently the first side since '96 to start a year with wins. What does that mean to you? Anything special, and why do you think it's happened?
I think it's I think it is a little bit special. To win 8 games in a row in this competition is pretty tough to do. And we've had. It's not as if all the games have gone the same way. There's been times we've really had to defend well. There's been times when the game has been opened up and gone into a bit of a shootout for points. So whatever the game has been, we've seems as though we've been able to handle it reasonably well. So that's very pleasing to us. But to win 8 in a row in this competition is tough to do, and the boys deserve a lot of credit for doing it.
I was just going to say, why do you think it's happened? Why do you think you've had such a good start?
Why? Again, I think our attack is a little bit more fluent than it has been in the last few years, and we worked hard on that in the pre-season. But at the same time, while the attack I think has improved, I still like to think we're a strong defensive team, and I think that will always be the cornerstone of our game.
Does it put more pressure on you as the unbeaten streak continues on?
I don't think so. Obviously, people think that. I suppose at the end of the day, it's for us. We'll have a look at this game on Friday, and then we'll put it to the back burner, and start preparing for our next game. How many games we've won or lost, it doesn't really affect how we prepare for the next game. So, again, I know it's probably going to be written about and spoken about, but to us, it's just about preparing each and every week, to play well, the next weekend. But having said that, though, it's it is a bit of a proud moment for this team, to be able to win 8 in a row.
I think both of you have said that last year's preliminary final loss highlighted the need to bulk up the forward pack a bit, and you recruited in that way. Do you think tonight showed that the previous ways the teams like the Warriors have exposed the Storm for bigger packs and going through the middle. You think tonight showed that you have plugged up that possible run deficiency yet?
You want to talk or what?
Close to you, wasn't it?
Oh, it's yeah.
Oh, again, you know, certainly that was a bit of a, I suppose, a focus with our recruitment. You know, was probably trying to get a few bigger bodies in our forwards. You know, sometimes that's hard to do. All depends who's available and how much money you got to spend. You know, so but certainly I think you know, Riles has been a real good thing for us. You know, I thought he was tremendous in his first spell out there today. And you know, while you know he's a real big body and he's still mobile and you know he's hard to handle. You know, when he runs a footy, the one thing I've been really happy with him is how he's taken to our defensive structures and systems. So while he, you know, he still runs the ball well and you know he's a handful, you know he fits in really well with our defensive structure as well. So you know, when young Barbs, he's done a good job. He didn't play tonight, but he hurt his calf on Sunday. But you know he's a big guy too, and yeah, so I think they've been really good for us and valuable in that way. And like I say, just having a few bigger bodies there has probably helped us a little bit.
Cameron, Craig said the attack was more fluid this year. Where do you think that come from? Does any of it go back to when you were throwing the ball around a lot? When there were no points on offer? Can we go back that far or not?
You probably could, Steve. You know, I guess you'd say we tried a few different things back then, but it's more about what we practiced in the pre-season, mate, and what we worked really hard on. We knew we had to change our style a little bit. You know, traditionally we've always tried to play through the middle, and we've always been strong with the footy through the middle of the park. But I think teams are sort of jamming into that a bit and making sure they had a pretty tight defensive line and knew they had to get numbers in around our ball carriers. So you know, we've tried to be a little bit more expansive now and have a few more options. That's probably what's made the difference this year, is that you know, we have some structures on the right where you know Cooper and Billy and the boys on the right hand side, you know, Kevy Proctor are there ready to go, but we've also got Gaz on the left, you know, with Hoffy and also you know Danger there as well. So that's probably the biggest difference, mate, is that everyone's available to get the football, and you know, when we get into when we get down into the opposition try line, I think they sort of not too sure what's going to happen. Whereas in the past, it's probably just been they just get their defence around where Cooper Cronk is and where Billy Slater is.
Even on that though, Cam, you reckon eight games in this year, some teams have already worked out a few particular things that you're doing and are able to shut down. I know you scored another 6 tonight, but that three of them came late. There was a bit of a grind there, same against the Bulldogs. Do you think a few teams have managed to shut down a couple of particular things already after 8 weeks?
Yeah, well, of course they have, Russ. You know, the coaches do a lot of homework on us, and you know, they look at the plays that we like doing, and they build their defence around that. But at the end of the day, mate, they've got to stop it. And as you said, you know, we've been fortunate enough to score you know, a fair few points this year. You know, probably I think the least amount of points we scored was last week or last game against the Bulldogs. You know, we only got across the line twice. So yeah, at the end of the day, mate, we can't predict what other teams are going to do defensively against us or what sort of systems they're going to have. All we can do is work hard during the week on what we think is going to work, and make sure that everyone knows their job and they execute their role properly when we get those plays on.
Kevin Proctor won the medal out there. Do you think he was sending a bit of a message to Kevin Slater that he would win for the test?
I'm not too sure about that. I think you know Kev was certainly disappointed that he wasn't involved in the test match last weekend. But I think he's put that past him now. You know, as Craig said before, you know, we're not a club and our players don't really think too much about what's happened in previous weeks or what's going to happen in weeks to come. You know, it's just about preparing tonight. And he probably was really excited about playing the Warriors. You know, he's playing his fellow countrymen, and you see a lot of the Polynesian boys, they get really excited when we play against the Warriors. So he's been really good the last couple of weeks, Kev. Personally, I thought he was pretty unlucky not to be in that test team, but as long as he keeps playing well for us, then I'll be happy.
Your foot all right?
Yeah, no, the ankle's all right. Just got a knock on it early in the game and just got to ice up now. So we've got a good break to the next match. So feel good.
What about Jesse Collins, Craig?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Whatever he's got's only mine. I didn't actually ask what it is, but they said it was going to be really dangerous if he went back on. So, you know, it's likely to be longer term injury, like a 3 or 4 weeks. So we're hoping we didn't really need him again, and we didn't. You know, so we thought it was a lot safer just to leave him off. But we're hoping he'll be right for the next game.
Thanks, guys.
So,